Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back again. See you. I'm in your black screens, your portfolio pictures, whatever it is, profile pictures. I can see only Ilknur. Ilknur, is it you in the picture?
No, that's not me. That is my favorite character from my favorite film series.
What is it? Is it a kind of witch or what?
No, it's from Star Wars.
Oh, I see. I see. Good. All right. What is it doing? Is it a cat? Is it holding a cat or what?
No, it's I don't know what an animal that animal doesn't exist. They just call him Yoda.
Yoda.
Yes.
All right. Good. Okay, guys, if you're ready, let's continue. Before I continue, let me answer your question. Is Celine, when are you going to write progress test? Soon. Okay. I need to finish chapter 10, and after that, you are going to have one progress test next week. And also, we need to start SASMO question as soon as possible. And Celine, I wish I could give you this kind of progress test once in 2 weeks or at least once in 3 weeks. But still, you do not answer as I expected. Maybe, Selin, you know how to answer the questions, how to submit your work. But a lot of students' works are very, very not well organized, and it's really hard to grade their papers. That's why I'm a bit worried about to give you a progress test. Okay. So, but still, you need to have this. After we finish the chapter 10, we have one more chapter, chapter 11. And after that, we will have more tests. And also, starting from maybe next week, okay, I'm going to have, how to say, I'm going to test you during the class time. Okay, I will ask a question and give you 3 minutes. You need to write your answer to to the chat box, direct it to me, and I will see who can do that, who cannot do that. Now, for example, let's say I ask you one question, you have 3 minutes, only like Selin or Ilknur or Nigar is answering. That means that others, they don't understand anything. They're just watching, all right? And at least I have some idea. Okay, let's continue then. And I don't see anybody's face, and I hope that you are there. And if you don't show up, I'm just going to talk to myself then. There's nothing to do. Okay. So if you have any questions here, guys, you can see me. I'm here. All right. So don't hesitate to ask any question. So we were talking about ratio, rate, and speed problems. Okay, as I told you, these are maybe one of the most important topics in math. And even in everyday life, we will encounter situations that are related to these concepts a lot. So we did a few examples. We have already started this, and we stopped here at time things. Okay. Ilknur, let's start with you. Let's talk back. This time is very easy, but now we will see a little bit more challenging questions a bit later. Ilknur, can you read it?
Yes, I can. To record the time of the day, we can either use the 12-hour clock or the 24-hour clock. In the 12-hour clock, morning from midnight to just before noon is denoted by AM, afternoon, evening, and night are denoted by PM. In the 24-hour clock, four digits are used to indicate time. What does four digits are used to indicate time mean?
Like, for example, let's say 10:00 a.m., right?
Yes.
And in 24-hour clock system, it just shows it like 10:00. Okay, how about afternoon? Let's say this 3:05 p.m.,
Fif-
right? And this one
isn't
is the same
yes
as
15.
15:05. So we are using 4 digits, right? If
Yes.
I just write this one, like for example, in 20-hour clock system, like for example, I mean, sorry, 9:00 a.m. means it is 0900. Here, if you are using 4 digits, that means that now here I'm using 24-hour clock system. Okay,
Yes. Yes.
good.
Uh, the first two digits denote hours and the last two denote minutes.
Okay, you know the things. Okay, so here the table below shows some examples. 2 o'clock in the morning, that is 2 a.m. or 24-hour clock, 0200. 5 to 11 in the morning, that is 10:55 a.m. or just 10:55. And 12:30 early afternoon and blah, blah, blah, blah. You are familiar with the thing. Let's start with very easy question. A car leaves Singapore at 21:15 on Wednesday and arrives in Kuala Lumpur 5.5 hours later. At what time and day does the car arrive in Kuala Lumpur? And since it is 5.5 hours, he left Singapore on Wednesday. That means that he arrives in Kuala Lumpur on next day, that is Thursday, right? And what time? To find the time, it will just add it since 24-hour clock. So here we have 21:15 plus what is it? 5 hour and 30 minutes, right? So that is 5 plus 0, it is 5. 1 plus 3 is 4. I mean 4, and 1 plus 5 is 6, and here we have 2, right? So 26:45, actually it moves to the next day. So I need to subtract 24:00, right? Which is 2:45 a.m. That means that it arrives in Kuala Lumpur the next day at 2:45 a.m. Okay, that is very simple question. Who is asking anything? Selling Baby Yoda. When I know that the question is for Mark, I try at least to do the problem carefully and fast. That is why sometimes I'm really slow. What? What does it mean? When I know that the question is for
So
Mark,
you said,
I try at least to do the problem carefully and fast. That's why sometimes I'm really slow. Tell him, what does it mean? I didn't get
oh,
it.
that when you said that we will like do one question in 3 minutes, that's why I wrote this.
But I didn't get it. When I know that the question is for Mark, I try at least to do the problem carefully and fast. That's why sometimes I'm really slow.
Yes,
You
you
try
said
to do
that.
fast, and that's why you are really slow. What do you mean?
No, I mean like you said that next week we'll have a test, right? So you said one question is 3 minutes, and I said that when I know that this question is for Mark, that overall I get for this mark, I try to do this carefully and fastly.
Okay. All right. Good. All right. Let's continue. A train left Singapore at 07:35. That means in the morning, right? And arrived in Seremban at 13:05 on the same day. How long was the journey? And simply in subtraction, right, on the same day, if you just use 24-hour clock, that is much, much easier to find the time difference. So here, 13:05 in the morning, 07:35. And 5 minus 5, it is 0. We cannot subtract 3 from 0, so we need to borrow 1 hour from 13 hours. And we know that 1 hour equals 60 minutes. So here I have 6. 6 minus 3 is 3. Now here we have 12. 12 minus 5 is, it is 5. So that means that how long was the journey? The journey was 5 hours and 30 minutes. Okay. All right. Speed and average speeds. Guys, now let's actually talk about the most important thing. And a lot of students usually, I don't know why, they struggle with understanding this concept. What is it? Speeds problems. Okay, now let's just read a little bit and after that we will continue. Nigar, are you here today? Okay, she's not here. Adilhan, are you here?
Yes.
Did you play football today?
No. Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Good. Tomorrow we don't have class. So you are fresh today. You are not tired today.
No.
Do you have energy to read these sentences?
Yes.
Okay, then let's do it. Adulhan, can you read it and explain to us? What do you understand?
The cyclist A and cyclist B travel 90 kilometers in a race in 5 hours and 4 and 1 over 2 hours respectively. Which cyclist travels faster? Cyclist B travels faster since he takes less time to complete the race. We can also find the speed at which cyclist travels to find out who travels faster. Speed
Okay.
is the rate of distance traveled per unit time.
Okay. Thank you, Adilhan. Thank you. So as you know here, the name of the chapter is about ratio, rate, and speed. Okay. And what is speed? Speed is the rate also. It's also a rate problem. But what kind of rate it is? It is the rate of distance traveled per unit time. Okay. And it's the rate of distance traveled per unit time. Means in 1 unit time pass. Okay. Maybe your unit is second or minutes or hour or week or days, right? And when you just change actually uh, when time passes 1 unit, what is the change in your distance, right? So that gives us the speed. For example, like if you are traveling from town A to town B, right? Maybe at any moment, actually your speeds are different. But we know that you just leave in the morning at 9 o'clock and you arrive in your destination at 11 o'clock, okay? And suppose that the distance between these two cities is 120 kilometers, right? Now, how do you find the average speed? To find the average speed, we need to divide, right, the distance by time. What is the distance? 120 over, and the time is from 9 to 11. It is 2 hours. You travel for 2 hours. So we just say that your average speed was 60 kilometers per hour. What does it mean? It means that every hour you covered a distance of 60 kilometers. That is the rate of distance travel per unit time. So in this question, cyclist A speed is the travel distance is 90 kilometers and elapsed time or time taken is 5 hours. So his speed was 18 kilometers per hour, average speed, right? And cyclist B speed is, again, also he actually traveled 90 kilometers, but actually it took only 4.5 hours for him to travel that distance. So that means that his speed is 20 kilometers per hour. That means that the first guy is on average, what is it? Traveling 18 kilometers in 1 hour. The second guy, 20 kilometers in 1 hour. That means that cyclist B travels faster since he travels at a greater speed. Okay. So Ibrahim Iskandar, are you here? Professor.
Yes,
Ibrahim, can you read it? I miss your voice.
I did. Yes, I can. When calculating the speed of each cyclist, we assume. Wait, I see a small letter
We
that
assume
one
that.
travels at okay, the same speed all the time. This is considered the uniform speed of each cyclist.
Okay, thank you. When calculating the speed of each cyclist, right, we assume that one travels at the same speed all the time. Usually, it is not realistic. In real life, even when you're walking to school, for example, right, we do not walk at the same speed. Maybe sometimes a little bit faster, sometimes a bit slower, right? And then if you just see that somebody is coming towards you, just slow down. And if you think that you are getting late, when you just get close to the classroom, you just run and something like that. But in usually, we just take this at the average speed. So this is considered the uniform speed of each cycle. It means that we are just assuming that they travel actually at the same speed, at uniform speed. So what is the average speed? I mean, by speed, we mean average speed. What is the average speed? It is total distance traveled, total time taken. Okay, very simple definition, but a lot of students confuse or get confused when they are solving question, when they are finding average speed. And what is time taken? Simply, it is distance traveled over average speed. How about using algebraic expressions? This average speed is, let's say this S is equal to total distance traveled over total time taken. And how about from here? How about total time taken? That is just distance traveled over speed. Now, guys, we are going to solve a lot of questions using just this simple formula. And what is our formula? Actually, we're just using this formula. Distance is equal to average speed times elapsed time or time taken. Good. Now, let's solve this question. After this, very easy, I will do that. And harder questions, I will ask you. A car traveled 510 kilometers in 6 hours. Find the average speed of the car for the whole journey. So guys, I suggest you first write what is given, okay? And after that, solve it. Even if possible, you can just draw a diagram. Let's say this one is A and this one is B, and this distance is 510 kilometers and time taken is 6 hours. What is the question? Speed. And what is speed? It is distance traveled over time taken. Distance traveled is 510 over it is 6, which is equal to by 2, 255 by 3, 85. Is it 85? I think so. It is 85 kilometers per hour. Oh, looking at the computer a lot, my eyes are tired now. Nigar, any question? Why are you late today?
I was not late. I just rejoined because it was showing just connecting to me while I was on lesson.
In Azerbaijan or Baku, do you have internet connection problem?
Yes.
Yes,
Really?
sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, usually, I don't know, when I just teach you, and not most of the time, sometimes I ask a student to read something and they have very bad connection. And anyway, guys, let's continue. Okay, Nigar, can you read this question since you are here?
Yes. A cyclist travels at an average speed of 18 kilometers per hour. A, express his average speed. B, find the distance he travels in 3 hours. C, find how far it travels in 25
Okay,
seconds.
thank you. Let's start from the first one, right? It's about conversion of units. And how do you change or convert 18 kilometers per hour into meter per second? It's very easy, right? Here, 18 kilometers per hour means that he traveled 18 kilometers in 1 hour. Now I had to change kilometer into meter, hour into seconds. And we know that 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters, 18 kilometer is 18,000 meters. Over 1 hour is 60 minutes, 1 minute is 60 seconds, 60 times 60 is 3,600 seconds. Now we should just simplify this. 1, 2, 1, 2, it is gone. And 180 is divided by 36 is 5. So that is just equal to 5 meter per second. So that means that if something is traveling at the speed of 18 kilometers per hour, that means it is traveling at 5 meters per second. Every second it is moving 5 meters. Now question B, in question B it says that find the distance he travels in 3 hours. It's given in 3 hours, right? So I need to use this speed to find the distance. So distance is equal to speed times time. But since it is given in hours, I need to use this speed, that is 18 kilometers per hour times in 3 hours. And hour cancel each other, that's equal to 54 kilometers. That means that if he travels at this speed, at the speed of 18 kilometers per hour, he travels 54 kilometers in 3 hours. And how about question C? Find how far he travels in 25 seconds, right? Since seconds, I need to use this speed, meter per second. So because units must be the same. And travels in 25 seconds, that means the distance is equal to speed times time. Using this one, distance equals speed times time. Our speed in meter per second is 5 meter per second, and time in seconds is, here we have 25, which is equal to 125 meters. So he travels 125 meters in 25 seconds. Ibrahim, İlknur, Adilhan, Selin, Nigar, any questions, guys?
Yes. No.
Okay. If no, that means that you understood everything. I am going to ask the next question for you. If anybody
Yes.
answers first, I will give you, what is it? I will buy ice cream when we meet each other. I don't know when we will meet each other. If we meet. Anyway, just kidding. Let's just solve this. And I'm going to give you, let me see the first question. And okay. So guys, here we have 3 questions. You have to answer all the questions. If you answer this question before the time, answer in the chat box directed to me, okay, not to everybody. And you have 4 minutes to answer this question. Time starts now, okay? And I will bring some water for myself. Okay. Okay, Selin, A, correct. B, correct. C. Selin, but your C is wrong. Can you have a look? Where did you make a mistake?
Okay. Maybe 9 p.m.
Maybe what?
9 p.m.
No. It's not 9.
Oh, 2100.
I also found 9.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, we will see. Okay, 14 seconds left. After that, we will discuss. How about the others? Professor Ibrahim? Okay. All right, guys. I think others are, I don't know, no answer. So the first answer is 54. It is 50 and 9, right? And the expression is average
I
speed.
couldn't do the A one.
Huh?
The A, I couldn't do the first one.
Okay. So how to change this in kilometer per hour? Simply, you just write it like this, right? 15 meter per second is equal to, suppose that is x kilometers per hour. What is x kilometers per hour? That means that 15 meter per 1 second equals x times 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters over 1 hour is 3,600 seconds. Now meter second, they are gone. Just we need to find x. It's 0, 0, 0, 0. It is gone. And also if you simplify this further, right, by 2, it is 5. By 2, it is 18. So what we have here now? A, it means that 5 over 18, x is equal to, on the right-hand side, we have 15. Now from here, x equals 15 times 18 over 5 is equal to 3 times 18, 54, what is it? Kilometers per hour. That is the first part. And part B, find the time taken by the train to travel 750 meters, right? So that's a distance, 750 meters. We know it is speed. So what is time? Time equals distance over time. Distance is 750 meters and speed is 15 meters per second. So that's equal to, what is it? 50 seconds. So it travels 750 meters in 50 seconds. It is quite fast train, not so fast, but it's so fast. And how about C? It says that if the train sets off from station A at 8 a.m., let's say this one is station A at 8 a.m., right? And find the arrival time of the train at station B, which is 36 kilometers away. So this is one, and I don't know what time it arrives. The distance is 36 kilometers. And now to answer this question, we need to use the speed, right? Kilometer per hour. So first I need to find the time. What is time here? And time is equal to, again, distance over speed. Distance is 36 kilometers and speed is 54 kilometers per hour. Now, if you simplify by 36 is by 9, it is 4. By 9, it is 6. Or that's equal to 2 over 3 hours. And 2 over 3 hours means 2 over 3 times 60 minutes, which is equal to 40 minutes. So if it left station A at 8 o'clock, it will arrive at the station at 88 plus 40. So that time is 8:40. Okay, Selin, Nigar, Ilton, how did you get 9 here? Yes, Selin, Ilknur, any questions, any objections? Your answer is correct or my answer is correct?
I think your answer is correct.
Yes, I think I
Did
did.
you see your mistake? Where did you make a
Yes.
mistake?
The solution.
Huh?
I think I
Selin, did you
didn't.
see your mistake?
Yes.
I mean, good. If you saw your mistake, that's good. But if you don't know where you made a mistake, that's a problem. Otherwise, you know, that's a problem. Okay. İlknur, Nigar, Selin, Adilhan, Ibrahim, is everything clear?
Yes.
Okay. If
Yes.
everything is clear, now I am going to ask you one SASMO type question. In SASMO, they ask this kind of question. I will give you 5 minutes. Okay, if you answer correctly, I will be very happy. If not, I will not be so unhappy. I want to say positive. Okay, guys. If you are ready, read it well. Try to understand. Okay, I don't give any hints. After 5 minutes, we will discuss together. Okay, that's a question. Time starts now. 20 seconds left. Celine, any answer?
Not yet.
Not yet. Ibrahim? I think Ibrahim is already sleeping. Adilhan, how about you?
I'm still doing.
You are still doing. Can you do it, or you are trying to understand the problem?
No, I can. I'm doing.
Nigar, how about you?
I'm still not done. I have a little bit left.
İlknur?
No answer.
No answer.
No.
But did you understand the question?
I think I didn't understand. I understood, but the ending kind of confused me.
Okay. All right, guys, let's solve it together then. It is very easy question, but if you couldn't solve, no problem. You know why, Ilknur? Because yesterday or the day before yesterday, I asked this question to university students, and also they couldn't solve it. I don't know why. It's not so complicated. Okay. Selen, shall we do it together?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just going to use very simple formula here. What do we know here is distance is equal to speed times time. Okay. In the question, it says that two brothers, Peter and Paul, are vegetable sellers. One morning, they left home together at 5 o'clock for the market, each pushing a cart full of vegetables. Peter traveled at a constant speed of 100 meters per minute. So that's the first one is for Peter, and the second one is for Paul. Okay. And Peter's speed is 100 meters per minute, and Paul at a constant speed of 60 meters per minute. And as you see here, Peter is walking faster than Paul, which means that if they left their house at the same time and Peter arrives at the market first, right? After arriving at the market, Peter spent 5 minutes. That is a key word, 5 minutes unloading the vegetables. What does it mean? It means that during these 5 times he was not walking, right? He was just stationary. And that means that during that time he didn't travel, just actually set at one point. And immediately returned along the same route at the same speed to help Paul. If Peter met Paul at 5 minutes to 6 o'clock, what is the distance between the house and the market? And suppose, as you see here already, actually, we have the diagram here. They meet each other here, okay? And suppose that the distance between the markets and the house is d meters. And from their house to their meeting point, let's say it is, what is it? Something, okay. And from this meeting point to the market is, let's say, x meters. So if from their meeting point to the market is x meters, so the remaining distance should be d minus x. Selen, did you understand this part, this labeling part?
Yes.
If you understood, the rest is very easy. Now, Selen, can you tell me what is the distance traveled by Peter?
By Peter.
D plus x, right?
Yes.
because he left his house and first he actually arrived at the market. After that, he just returned home and traveled X more meters, right, to help his brother. So if the
Oh, yes.
distance between the meeting point and market is X, so Peter traveled D plus X meters. And what we know that what is the distance? Distance equals average speed times time. And what is Peter's speed? It is 100 meters per minute. Again, Selene, this is a question for you. How many minutes did Peter travel?
I don't know.
Huh?
I don't know.
How come you don't know, Selene? He left his house at 5 a.m. and he
Yes.
met his brother at 5:55 a.m. But he
Oh, yes.
spent 5 minutes at the market, right? Not moving. So how many minutes did he travel? 50 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Because during the 5 minutes, he just unloaded the vegetables. He didn't move during the time. So to travel this D plus X minutes, I mean the meters, he spent 50 minutes, right? Because during the 5 minutes, he didn't move. So his speed is 100 and the time taken is 50. So that is equal to 5,000 meters. That means that Peter traveled for 5,000 meters. Ignore the question for you. What is the distance traveled by Paul? Yes, Ilknur, answer my question. Adilhan, can you answer this question? What is the distance traveled by Paul?
By Paul.
Yes.
Um,
This is the distance traveled by Paul, right? What is it? D minus X.
D minus X.
Meters, that's it. And what is his speed? 60. And actually, he didn't stop anywhere. He left his house at 5 and met his brother at 5:55. That means that he walked for 55 minutes, which is equal to 60 times 55 is 3,300. Now, if I just add them together, we need to find distance, right? Left-hand side, D plus D, it is 2D. X plus minus X, that's equal to 0. 5,000 plus 3,300, that's equal to 8,300 meters. Now, what is the distance? Distance is 8,300 over 2, that's equal to 4,150 meters. Dot, dot, dot. The distance between the house and the market is 4,150 meters. Selin, did you understand the solution or you didn't understand anything?
I think I understood. But I'm not sure. I didn't get why did you do like D plus X these things? How did you replace that with what?
No, if I just label the distance between the house and the market is D, right? And after that, this Peter, right, he just returned immediately to help his brother. And after that, he just returned. How many meters did he travel? We don't know, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I actually denoted that distance X. If from the meeting point to the market is X, we know that the distance between the house and the market is D. So the remaining distance must be D minus X, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now that means that Paul traveled D minus X meters and Peter D plus X meters.
Okay, thank you. It is confusing, but really simple.
Yeah. Selling, you know, if you know something that is so simple, if you don't know, everything is complicated. And that's why we are trying to make complicated things simple. How? By studying, by learning. Okay, Selin, if you're ready, I want to ask another question. Now you have some idea, I hope. İlknur, Nigar, ready?
Yes.
Okay, let's see. And you have another 5 minutes to solve this problem. Okay, that's very easy question. Not 5 minutes. I will give you 3 minutes for this question. Time starts now. Read it, understand the problem, and solve it. Okay, İlknur 280. İlknur, your answer is correct. How did you solve it, İlknur? Can you explain? İlknur, how did you get the answer? Can you explain? Why you don't want to talk? Can I type the solution here? Okay, İlknur, no need. All right, no problem with that. Guys, let's solve it together then. İlknur's answer is correct. A passenger train traveled at a speed of 72 kilometers per hour. A man on the passenger train observed a goods train traveling at a speed of 54 kilometers per hour in the opposite direction. That means that here we have one railway here, right? And another one here. And the passenger train, maybe it's moving here, all right? And here we have goods train and it's moving here. It is moving in this direction and this is moving in this direction. And here, Mr. Ibrahim is just standing on this passenger train and watching outside from the window, okay? And the speed of this one is 72 kilometers per hour. And the speed of the goods train is 54 kilometers per hour. If the goods train passed him in 8 seconds, find the length of the goods train. So that means that actually he's just looking at here, right? And the train is passing through this point, and suppose that the length of the train is L. So these two trains are moving towards each other. That means that how fast are they moving towards each other? We need to add their speeds, right? So this L simply will be equal to S1 plus S2 times time. That gives us the length of the train, okay? So at the same time, actually, if somebody is sitting on the goods train and observing this passenger train, and after that we can find the length of the passenger train. But in this question, we need to find the length of the goods train. So now what is S1? S1 is in kilometers per hour and S2 is in kilometers per hour. And I need to change this T into hours or kilometers per hour into meter per second. Let's just change them into meter per second. We know that 54 plus 72 is equal to 128 kilometers per hour, which is equal to 128 kilometers 123 meters over 3600 meter per second. 1 2, 1, 2, they cancel each other. And 1280, 1280 is divided by 36. That's equal to 320 over 9. So that's equal to 320 over 9. Okay. So what is the speed? Speed is 8, what? 1280 over 36. Okay, this one should be 126, right? 126, because 5472, 126. Okay, 1260 is divided by 36. That's equal to 35. So, and the speed together, actually, it is equal to 35 meters per second. That means that these both trains are approaching each other at 35 meters per second. That's the first step. Now, just substitute into the equation, the length will be equal to the total speed, that is 35 meters per second. And after 8 seconds, right, which is equal to 280 meters. Dot, dot, dot. The length of the goods train is 280 meters. Okay, guys, let's do the last question, and I will finish the question. What is it? Today's class. And I wish I would actually, you could do this question. I would give some time and try first, but now we are running out of time, 5 minutes, so we will do it together. Okay. And if you have time, if you really practice the questions in those exercises, I have already shared it in WhatsApp, it would be great. But if you're too busy with other stuff, again, I don't know what to say. So Stephen left town A and walked towards town B at a speed of 100 meters per minute. At the same time, Jason and Melvin started from town B and walked towards town A at a speed of 80 meters per minute and 75 meters per minute, respectively. If Stephen met Melvin 6 minutes after passing Jason, find the distance between town A and town B. Okay. Nigar, did you understand the question? Yes, Nigar, are you here? Okay, guys, here, I think Nigar also has a problem with her microphone. Yes, okay, Nigar. Guys, continue. As you see here, Jason is walking faster than Melvin. That means that these guys are walking towards each other, and Stephen is going to meet first Jason, after that Melvin. Okay, suppose that Stephen and Jason, they meet each other here. Okay, this one is Stephen and Jason. Okay, so that means that here the distance traveled by Stephen and the distance traveled by Jason, the total distance is equal to D, right? Suppose that the distance between these two towns is D. So the distance will be equal to, again, they are walking towards each other. Speed of Stephen is 100 and speed of Jason is 80. That means that they are approaching each other at the speed of 180 meters per minute. So that's equal to 100 plus 80. And suppose that they meet each other after T minutes. Okay. And Stephen just passes by Jason, keeps walking. After 6 minutes, now he meets Melvin. Here, Stephen and Melvin meet each other. What is the time difference? Here, 6. That means that now, how about Stephen and Melvin? And also they are walking towards each other and they are approaching each other at the speed of 100 plus 75 meters per minute. So that is 100 plus 75 and meters per minute. And how about the time taken here? After 3 minutes, Stephen meets Jason, right? And after 6 minutes pass, that means that T plus 6, he meets, what is it, Melvin. That's it. Now from here, we need to find the distance. So from here, 180 t, and the second one is 175 t plus 6. Okay. Now from here, we should just find t. How can we find this? From the first equation, t is equal to d over 180. Or I can just solve it like this. Left hand side is d, left hand sides are d. That means also right hand side should be equal to each other. That means that 180t should be equal to 175t, 175t plus 6 times 175. Take 175 to the left, 180 minus 175 is 5t. On the right, here we have 6 times 175. What is t? T equals 6 times 175 over 5. 175 is divided by 5 is 35. 6 times 35 is 210 minutes. But we need to find the distance traveled, right? What is the distance? Distance equals, using the first equation, is just equal to 180 times time. And we have already found the time, that is 210, that is 210. If you multiply 180 by 210, the answer is 37 and 800 meters. That means that the distance between these two towns is 37 kilometers, 800 meters. Okay. Guys, thank you very much. That much is enough, okay? You got some idea. Now we have a lot of questions in this chapter. You need to practice. And I will meet you next Monday, okay? Thank you very much. Have a nice weekend. See you next Monday. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.